Welcome to the deep dive. Your shortcut to being genuinely well-informed on topics that, well, reshape our lives. Today, we're plunging into something that touches pretty much everyone. How our basic human need for connection is, like transforming in this super connected world. You might be wondering, what does intimacy even look like now, when so much interaction happens through a screen? We've got some really fascinating sources to unpack for you today. Our deep dive is going to shine a light on two compelling parts of this whole digital evolution. First, we'll explore this intriguing idea of micromances. Those subtle, often kind of unacknowledged, but surprisingly potent emotional connections. Then we'll navigate the complex, often unwritten rules of digital communication. We're diving into textpectations and that all too common, painful thing, ghosting. Our mission here is to really distill the core insights from these sources, give you a clear understanding of why these new ways of connecting are popping up, and crucially, how to, confidently handle the unique challenges of our digital world. So let's get started. Okay, so let's kick things off with a term that honestly immediately grabbed my attention. Micromances. What exactly are these? Well, think of them as fleeting, often kind of unacknowledged, yet really resonant emotional connections. Sparks of intimacy, basically, igniting in the digital ether. In those sort of in-between spaces of our hyper-connected lives. Our sources make it clear these aren't, the grand, epic romances, not at all. Instead, they're like intimate echoes of a world that's still deeply craving connection, even when a full-blown relationship isn't really practical or maybe even wanted. It's quite a concept, isn't it?
It really is. And it reframes how we think about relationships, doesn't it? I mean, when you consider the age of dating apps, curated social media profiles,
Yeah.
the very definition of a relationship has stretched like way beyond traditional boundaries. Micromances thrive because, let's be honest, a lot of us are time poor
Yeah.
or really focused on careers or maybe, recovering from past heartbreaks. A full commitment, that feels daunting. But that fundamental human need for intimacy
Still there?
absolutely persists. These connections are almost like a clever modern adaptation.
And these aren't just abstract ideas, right? The research gets some really relatable examples. Like a micromance could be that ongoing, super personalized exchange of memes and inside jokes you have going with a colleague.
Uh-huh.
Or
Totally.
maybe that surprisingly vulnerable late-night text conversation with an acquaintance
Yeah.
where you share anxieties you wouldn't normally bring up. It could even be like a sustained, subtly flirtatious back and forth in the comments section of a friend's Instagram. The key thing, as our sources really stressed, is that sustained, even if it's unsaid, emotional investment. And that unique sense of understanding they seem to build.
And what's particularly striking, I think, is how the surge in remote work has fundamentally blurred the lines
Oh, massive.
between professional and personal interactions,
Yeah.
That blurred boundary, it naturally fosters a new kind of digital intimacy. It creates this fertile ground for these smaller yet pretty significant connections to just take root.
And there's this interesting paradox, too, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
That the curated nature of our online personas, how we present ourselves, can ironically make these micromances feel more authentic sometimes.
How so?
Well, in that intense pressure of defining the relationship, what are we? When that's absent, people often feel more liberated. They share their true selves more freely, leading to like a surprising depth in these interactions that are technically low stakes.
That's spot on, yeah. And you have to wonder, how do these even start? The sheer omnipresence of social media plays a massive role. Simple actions, right?
Like what?
Like on an old photo, a thoughtful reply to someone's story, or even just a DM initiated because you share an interest.
Right.
All those little things can be the spark. They're powerful because they kind of chip away at feelings of isolation. They provide a sense of being seen, being understood, fulfilling a basic human need, but without all the baggage or the expectations of a, conventional romance.
So it's like a low-stakes way to explore emotionally.
Exactly. A low-stakes avenue for emotional exploration.
Okay, so it sounds like micromances offer quite a bit. But is there a downside? You mentioned ambiguity earlier. Does that cause problems?
Oh, absolutely. That ambiguous nature is precisely where the challenges pop up. It can lead to real confusion, unspoken expectations, even a subtle kind of emotional dependency. The potential for misinterpretation is huge. I mean, what one person genuinely sees as just a harmless, friendly exchange, another might easily interpret as, a budding romantic interest.
Right, and that can lead to...
Significant heartbreak, especially when those boundaries stay fuzzy and undefined.
And it seems like the very digital spaces that help these things grow can also make their fleeting nature more obvious, maybe more painful,
That's a great point.
like a sudden change in someone's online habits or just not getting a response back.
Mm.
That can feel acutely painful when there's no clear communication channel established.
Yeah, there's no script for how these things fade out or end. It just kind of happens.
Right.
Or doesn't happen.
Which brings us to a really crucial point.
Hmm.
How do these new dynamics affect how we communicate every single day?
Hmm.
Especially since, let's face it, so much of it happens right here on our phones.
Right.
The convenience of text messaging has become our main way of interacting for everything, work, romance, you name it. But that convenience has maybe inadvertently created this minefield of assumptions and a whole new set of unspoken rules.
Definitely a minefield.
So let's delve into this idea of textpectations. It's a great word. It basically refers to those often unsaid but deeply felt expectations we have about how people should text us back.
And this is where it gets really interesting because those expectations, they vary wildly.
Oh, totally.
Do you expect an immediate reply, a response within, say, a few hours, a full detailed answer, or is just a simple emoji okay? What the research shows is that the answer really depends on the relationship, the context, even the time of day.
Yeah,
There's no single right answer, and I think that's the core of the problem.
it's so true. And we often project our own texting habits onto others, don't we?
Uh-huh.
If you're someone who replies in seconds, you might silently judge someone who takes hours or
Yeah.
days.
Right.
And then there's the anxiety caused by, oh God, the scene receipt.
Ugh, the scene
It's
receipt.
designed for transparency, right? But ironically, it's become this huge source of overthinking. They saw it. Why aren't they replying?
It absolutely has. And there's this sort of unspoken hierarchy of response times that we all kind of instinctively understand.
Like what?
Well, friends might get a longer leash than, say, a potential romantic partner. Group chats versus a serious one-on-one conversation.
Right. Different rules apply.
Exactly. And don't even get me started on the anticipation built by the ellipsis. Those three little dots.
Oh, typing dots.
Yeah. That signifies someone is typing. And sometimes after all that mental buildup, it just disappears. Nothing.
That's the worst. So frustrating.
It's a common source of profound frustration. Yeah.
And when these textpectations get violated, it almost always leads to feelings of, well, frustration, confusion, sometimes even real hurt. Which brings us neatly, I guess, to another incredibly common and often quite painful digital thing. Ghosting.
Oh, ghosting.
Ghosting, as our sources define it, is basically the abrupt stop of all contact. No explanation, no farewell, just silence. It's incredibly prevalent, especially in dating, we all know that.
Mhm.
But we're also seeing it more in friendships, even professional situations sometimes.
You know, there are like a ton of reasons why people ghost. And honestly, none of them really excuse it. Often it just boils down to a lack of courage.
Right.
Or simple conflict avoidance.
Yeah, avoiding the awkward chat.
Exactly. It's a way to bypass awkward conversations or what they think might be drama. The convenience and maybe detachment offered by the digital world play a huge role too.
How so?
It's just so much easier to hit delete on a conversation or block someone than it is to actually look someone in the eye and say something difficult.
True.
And sometimes, unfortunately, it's a less flattering reason, just a lack of empathy. Some individuals simply don't seem to consider the impact their sudden silence actually has on the other person.
And that impact, it can be truly profound, can it? For the person who's been ghosted.
Oh, absolutely.
They're left with zero closure, no explanation. And often this horrible cascade of self-doubt starts, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Our sources explain that the human brain really craves completion. It wants stories to have endings. Ghosting just leaves this open loop, a perpetual question mark that can be incredibly difficult to process.
Yeah.
It's like a story just chopped off mid-sentence.
And that lack of closure, it can have really lasting effects. It can seriously erode trust.
Makes sense.
Make future interactions more guarded. You become more cautious. It can even foster this sense of cynicism about digital relationships in general. It's a real barrier to building connection.
Okay, so, wow. We've got micromances, this minefield of textpectations, the sting of ghosting. With all these new dynamics in play, what does this all mean for us? Like, how do we actually navigate this often treacherous digital landscape?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But thankfully, our sources offer some really practical, actionable advice for you to think about. First, and this is key, cultivate clarity in your own communication.
Be clear. Okay.
Try to be as clear as possible. If you genuinely need a quick response about something timely, maybe just say so politely. If you're busy and can't reply properly right away, a quick, hey, super busy, talk soon, can make a world of difference.
Right. Just managing expectations up front.
Exactly. It sets expectations. Second, practice empathy. Really try to consider the other person on the receiving end of your messages or your
Put
silence.
yourself in their shoes.
Yeah. A simple, honest message, even if it feels difficult or awkward to send, is almost always kinder than just disappearing into thin air. Think about it. A polite, hey, I enjoyed chatting, but I don't think we're quite a match, wish you the best, is far more respectful than ghosting.
Definitely more respectful. Still hard, maybe, but better.
Much better. Third, and this is a tough one, develop a thicker skin, but don't become cynical.
Balance.
Right. In our current digital world, let's be real, experiencing some form of text misunderstanding or even being ghosted is almost inevitable.
Probably going to happen at some point.
It's likely going to happen. But try to remember, someone else's actions, their texting delays, their silence often reflect their communication style or their issues. It's not necessarily a judgment of your worth.
That's crucial to remember. Don't take it personally.
Try not to.
Hmm.
Fourth, set clear boundaries for yourself. This is about your own well-being. If constantly checking your phone, waiting for that reply is causing you genuine anxiety, put the phone down.
Take a break.
Take a break. Step away. Maybe adjust your own textpectations. Consciously manage your reactions. You actually have control over that part.
Good point. You control your reaction.
And finally, and I really think this is the most crucial point of all, prioritize real-life connection.
Ah, yes. The real world.
Texting is a fantastic tool. It's great for efficiency, for convenience, and it's absolutely here to stay. We know that. But it can never fully replace the richness of in-person interaction.
No way.
The nuanced tone of voice you pick up, the body language, the immediacy of just sharing an experience together in the same room.
Can't beat it.
Use texting as a bridge, a
Yeah.
way to connect between real interactions, but not as a substitute for genuine human connection.
That was a fantastic deep dive.
Yeah,
We've explored how these micromances, they really testify to our enduring desire for connection, don't they? Even in these really subtle, fleeting forms.
they really do.
And understanding the dynamics of textpectations and ghosting. Gosh, it really illuminates the profound challenges and sometimes a real heartache that can come with communicating so much digitally.
It's powerful stuff, absolutely. And the goal here, really, is for this knowledge to be valuable when you actually understand it and apply it. By grasping these concepts, you can absolutely navigate these digital dilemmas with hopefully a bit more grace and definitely far less anxiety.
More grace, less anxiety. I like that.
So here's a final thought for you, just something to mull over. As you move through your day-to-day, maybe consider the quiet hum of intimacy in your own life. What small connections are you nurturing, perhaps without even fully realizing it? And maybe think about how you're showing up in those digital spaces, not just hoping to be seen, but making an effort to truly see others.